It looked phenomenal. I don't think I've seen a more beautiful movie in the last 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looked the images on this island too. These sweeping landscapes, sunsets all over the place. It was beautiful.
Yeah.
And the other creatures besides Kong looked damn good. We didn't see them much. When we did see them, they looked pretty damn believable.
No shortcuts.
No shortcuts.
That's what's up.
The villain, like the main big bad creatures, they were kind of shoddily, just ham-fisted in there. We are told they've been here forever and they suck, but we're not told what the hell they are because they're not normal anything. They're not nothing we've ever seen. Look a lot like something out of Evangelion, which is hard to do.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I saw the pictures of it. I can see what you're saying with that.
Okay, yeah.
Great anime too.
Very creepy. John Goodman wasted, unfortunately. I can't even kind of gloss over that and let that sway. John Goodman is a great actor.
Dan Connor, man. Dan
Connor.
They had him in here, and they just wasted the talent. But
even fresh off of friggin' was it 10 Cloverfield Lane?
Yes.
Which I think you did an amazing job at that.
Very much. Him, Elizabeth Winstead, Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Who's gorgeous too. But he carried that movie big time.
Yeah,
you tried somebody just wasted? Right?
Wasted, yeah. And he goes out kind of like in like comic relief. I'm like, this is John Goodman.
You talking like Sam Jackson getting ate by the shark in Deep Blue Sea?
No spoilers, but you are exactly right.
Oh, passionate story.
Man.
Still got eaten.
Yeah, Sam Jackson at his not quite Jules Winfield-esque, but he's recapturing that angry Sam.
Yeah,
he's going for that now. So I do have to mention that too, because that's the thing that'll get butts in the seats, and I highly recommend. I'll say it again. I recommend people see this
because he didn't say MF or Tarzan. So for him to say it. And Kong, I'm happy.
And him and Tarzan, it's like Tarzan,
my man Tarzan. You're like, come on, no, I want angry Sam Jackson.
Seriously. And
there's a lot to be angry about in that movie too.
Buddy Sam Jackson's not my favorite. Yeah, it's not my favorite.
Well, Dr. Dre and Ed Lover handled theirs. Excuse me, not Dr. Dre and Eazy-E.
And Ed Lover,
I'm like, wait,
Yo MTV Raps?
Ed Lover catered the movie, you see, so.
Who's the man? Is that Who's the Man reference?
Dude, I can't say anything else about it without spoiling, and I think I've said enough.
Yeah,
I got very positive impressions of this. I was impressed with the acting. They don't focus on the humans. They know the humans don't matter. You came to see the monkey, and you see the monkey. All right. Hey, don't go in expecting Shakespeare. It's still a movie with a big ape punch of people. Breaking things.
Yeah.
But
I don't think you can forget that.
Made sense. They introduced the Islanders, and they had nothing to do. They just got a bunch of extras, put some paint on them, and said, stay in here and get a check. But you know what? It's at the end of the day was not. The movie was good enough that you don't care about the foibles. It's not perfect. Ain't no Oscar coming in this. Maybe for like the CG, but besides that, it's just a damn good movie to see if you like these kinds of movies.
Suicide Squad got an Oscar.
It's an early summer movie.
Don't take it out of my mouth.
Shay,
you robbed me for that one.
Shay, why are you trying to hurt me?
Say they could get an Oscar.
Oh, it stings. Stop it. Oh,
Suicide Squad was awesome.
Right in the solar plexus.
I'm done.
Margot Robbie.
You hear that noise? We just got a message of someone telling you how wrong you are. All right, so no, that's Kong Skull On. If anyone has anything you want to chime in on, you got a second opinion you want to throw in and tell us how crazy we are, hit us up at geekdownradio@gmail.com, or also hop on the social media and send us a message, a comment, send us some medicine. I almost said, yeah, send us some medicine.
Damn it, Pat, I disagree.
Hit us up on Twitch. We on there.
Yep, twitch.tv/thegeekdown. Gentlemen. Well, okay, y'all. I got the
whoa.
Hater.
All right, the Penny Arcade Expo is a gaming convention that takes place on the West Coast, on the Australian continent, and right here in lovely Boston, Massachusetts. PAX East. PAX East 2017 happened just recently. I got to go. This gentleman. This gentleman.
Yep.
Adam was like, I don't hang with you nerds.
I don't play video
games. Too cool for school, bro.
I got stuff to do.
I got life.
Actually, Herb, were you there? Were you in the house?
Herb. I wish you knew it.
Hey, what days were you there?
I was there Friday.
Yeah, bro, should have hollered your boy.
Man, Herb's too important for us, yo. Herb's got to see his lady.
All right.
You cosplay Herb?
No, I didn't cosplay.
That's why I didn't see. I was like, yeah.
Herb's like is cosplay. Come on now. Yeah.
I
I am
couldn't find the right cat ears. You know?
Yeah.
You ain't fooling nobody, yo. Remember Eagle Eye Cherry? That's his cosplay right there.
That was a slow burn.
The Penny Arcade
funny.
Expo is a gaming convention, one of the biggest in the world, actually, that comes to Boston. And mind you, Boston is a place that sees a lot of conventions, being in the Northeast or up in New York, New Hampshire. Everything like hubs here and then goes somewhere
That's
else.
why
It
it's
might be a little
called
bigger.
the Hub.
The hub. But also, it's one of the cons that's big enough that, and I don't know if y'all knew this, a lot of conventions come through Boston, and a lot of them are set at the Westin. But 1/3 of all of its annual revenue every year comes from the Pax East concessions alone.
I didn't know that.
Wow.
Yeah, they crush.
Yep,
Really?
not-
I mean, we're talking.
yeah.
I know it's like roughly at least 70,000 people that pull through there. At least 70,000 over the course of 3 days.
Mhm.
So I mean, I can see it.
That's
being
why I
out,
avoid it,
wow,
to be honest with you.
1/3.
I get a little like, that many people.
I mean, they ran out of
makes me angry.
badges.
Really does.
You
Me
couldn't
too,
buy
it took me
anything
out, I'm not
anymore.
gonna
It's
front.
crazy.
Yeah, but it's huge.
Oh, you didn't go to that
Like,
guy in the front
Right.
shouting out Pax East badges?
proper scalpers, man.
That's how you know you made it when you got
don't need no
people
badges.
scalping your tickets.
That's the same guy, too, from last year. I saw him
Well,
again.
yeah.
Got your badges.
Hey, supply and demand. Okay, this man saw a need in society and he pounced. Okay, that is
Good
proper-
for
Badges
him.
this thin. he draws the QR code on there.
I love this. I saw this
by Xerox.
this anti scalping like PSA the other day. It's like it was a guy in the airport and he was trying to scalp
Hare Krishna.
airline tickets. He's like, you wouldn't do it in an airline. Don't do it for a game. And I was like, how is that the same thing? It's not the same damn thing.
It's like,
So
there's a
ridiculous.
shoddy scalper that happens at Red Sox games. You see,
Yeah,
you see a guy scalping tickets, right? And like a block afterwards, you see the cop look around for a guy scalping tickets. Like, come on, this is shady as all hell. I'm like, what?
Then he gets tickets from him and goes in the game.
Yeah.
It
Nothing subtle
happens.
about it, man. It's not like Sonic people say you want to take anything. You go to the thing now. Tickets there. I got badges all 3 days. What do you want? Like, okay, yeah. It's like, want a media badge? I got it. Like, how? How?
How'd you get a media badge?
Who needs to exhibit a badge? $5 extra. Like, what?
Meanwhile, Dirty D struggled with his damn media badge with his scalper out
yeah.
there.
Okay,
That's
let's
media
talk about that.
badges.
Let's talk about that because one thing I thought I noticed was their administration had their stuff a little tighter this year.
It
We've had
looked
trouble
like
in the
it.
past. It looked like it. Yeah, we've had trouble in the past with first of all the back of last year where anyone who got there before I think it was like 3 p.m. on Friday was like almost locked outside.
Whoa,
Stuck going through security. They had well over 1,000 people trying to get into 4 doors.
Whoa.
And I think eventually 4 little security doors manned by one person each.
Man, that's dangerous.
Oh yeah,
That's
and I
dangerous.
think they opened up 2 more as the lines got really ridiculous. But
Yeah.
no amendment made for exhibitors, media personnel, presenters and panelists. Nothing.
Yeah.
Everyone through the same few doors, and it took forever.
Yeah.
Like and then when you got in, anyone that didn't have a badge, those lines like pretty much killed Friday.
Yeah.
And that was a thing that I thought they'd handle. They'd like scrub. And then like I got there and I messed up. My battery died, so I actually had to leave. And well,
Your battery died?
waiting
in line?
No. No, I tried a different method this year. I had a I had a mounted camera on my person, so I charged that, forgetting that I also had to charge my phone battery because normally I just have my phone, so I charged that, and my mind wasn't on the right equipment.
Pat didn't even call your boy up. I was there packing my, hey, yo, you got a charger? Yeah, I got a charger. I got you. Nothing.
I'm still in line at that store.
Hey,
You can't scan my gum.
That could have been the case too, man. Trainee gonna look at me. I'm sorry it's taking so long.
We need
sir.
a game
In the
ball. We
time
gotta
it took you to
establish
say
some
that,
type of
I could've
game ball,
scanned my
man.
own damn thing. You know what's messed up? 2 registers opened up next to us, and one of the self checkouts. And I'm like, okay, let me just go
Here
over
we
there.
go.
No, I got you,
Here
sir.
we go.
Like, no, let me go.
You round it back up, Adam.
Yeah, I got-
Hey,
The fire of
people need to
Tajay.
know.
shaking him.
People
All right, so
need-
what'd you guys see here? Like, I'm always interested in what you guys go
we
and check
saw-
out. What did it for you this year?
Man,
What was the
so
thing?
much good stuff, and we normally get a lot of love from the indie booth. So
Oh, yeah.
we had a lot.
We usually
couple of
bring them
larger
on after the show. Sometimes
Yeah,
too.
dude,
You
a
know
lot
what I
of
mean?
great
So,
stuff happens. A lot of it right here in Boston.
yeah, you get any
So
familiar
lucky for this
faces this
location.
year or what?
No familiar faces.
No?
I made it a point to see all mostly new stuff. I did
That's
run
good,
across
no.
our recent friends Bad Captain Games.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
saw Frost and was it Tim?
Frost and Tim, yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
we saw them. They had pretty good business. A lot of
Nice.
folks showing up at their
Good.
booths, and they were really happy to see us.
Yeah.
because we built
They
that
were
connection
packed,
beforehand.
like that
It was
whole,
good.
That whole mini game, mini tabletop area
Yeah.
in the
Nice.
indie games booth. I don't think I saw an empty seat the whole weekend.
Yeah.
Ran into Jake from Dragoon.
Okay.
Another old
Nice.
friend of the
They
show.
stepped their game up with their
Dragoon.
product too. It was pretty
Good.
good.
Yeah,
They
that
got
was
nice
a
little metal
difficult
pieces
game.
and
I
Nice.
remember we played that.
Yes,
So
we did.
I'm
We
Yeah,
did.
glad to hear that they did good.
We played that. Derek cheated.
I cheated. I cheated.
I won, but
You
I think
over
I
here
ran
trying to
through 'em
sway
too.
the entire nation to gang up on the lowly little Cape Verdean guy in the damn room. What the hell was that?
Dude's over here. No, I'm not even gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna let it
We're
go,
not gonna
people.
go there.
That could be another hour of discussion.
Well, anyways, bottom line is there was a lot of love for indie games, which I mean, you find it at this
A lot.
Yeah,
A lot.
at this
Yeah,
convention.
I did notice that when I went in. No, I just a lot of it was way more independent games than there was like the major games that came
Yeah.
out. Like for some reason, Divinity's always there. I'm like, dude, I don't play that. Why are you here again?
No,
Like,
somebody is.
The game is good, man. Don't knock.
is it? All right.
Oh, it's real good. Yeah. Well, the
Alright.
first one was. I don't know what the second one is.
That line was long for that. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna pass on that one.
It was-
Y'all can look at that. I'm
The
good.
game that I
30-minute
liked.
play
Did you
session,
did
that's
you
why.
did you do
Oh.
Earthfall?
Earthfall, no.
Oh, I wanted to try that, but that game was way too long. I was like, all right, I'm not.
Yeah,
gonna
that one
waste
had a
an
lot
hour
of
I
or two.
avoid the ones that have the long lines mostly because I know they're the ones that are really going to mostly going to eat into that, and I probably
Yeah.
won't get a chance to check it out, even if I'm media,
Yeah.
even if I had an in. I mentioned the Rick and Morty virtual experience, which is one I really wanted to check out. I
Me
wanted
too.
to check out for months,
Mm.
and I couldn't at New York Comic Con. The line was around the booth twice.
Whoa.
And I couldn't this weekend at PAX. It's run by my personal friend, a friend of the show, Sean Baptiste. He's
Yes.
been on like 4 times.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
You know, very funny guy. Used to work at game companies here in Boston, and came back. We talked it out for like a half hour, just reminiscing about old times and stuff. And then and the line's thick, and they have protocols. I couldn't even get in for a media viewing, not
Wow.
after hours or before hours or nothing. It's
Wow.
just. Yeah, so I mean, I'm very happy to see the indies, but sometimes if you want to see the bigger ones too,
Yeah.
you may be at a detriment. That's the type of setup they have at PAX. But I've noticed very visibly that has become lesser and lesser over the years. They've gotten much better about that.
But I mean, there were some big people there. Like Nintendo was
Yes,
there.
there were.
Yep.
Bethesda was there.
Yep.
I mean, we're not. There were some big
Also known-
giants there.
also-
Blizzard was
Square
there.
Enix.
Also known as Johnny's Father, Son, and Holy Spirit.
Bethesda, Blizzard,
Square Enix.
Square Enix. I don't care too much for
I'm a
Square.
Square guy.
Me too.
Square Soft, I should say.
Yeah, the Sony booth. I went to the Sony booth to check out their games. They had a lot of known names that have new versions that are garbage.
So did anything blow you guys' mind? What was the
Yes.
thing? So what was your take? Like the best thing that you saw each of you?
I'll go around real quick. Well, no, hold on. I'm gonna start with you. Jay has like lists. Not a notebook,
I got 4 games. I checked out a lot, but I got 3 games that really stuck out to me for different
Okay.
Okay, yeah.
reasons. One was Veterans or Veterans Online, depending how you discuss it. It's a top-down shooter made by Naked Cockroach. Naked Cockroach is the name of the company. They're out of Tunisia is where they're out of.
What's the opposite of a naked cockroach?
I don't know, but I mean overall,
Armored
it's
armored
A
cockroach.
Mormon cockroach. He pulls it through the little hole in the
Yeah,
armor.
maybe they just went out maybe they went out because of the raid. I don't know.
Cockroach who
But I
believes
mean,
in soaking.
it's a
BDSM
top-down
cockroach.
shooter,
Yep.
and it reminded me a lot of oh geez, we talked about it already.
We did.
Metal Gear, Metal Slug. It
Oh,
reminded me a
okay.
lot of Metal Slug,
Oh.
except that it's from a top-down approach.
Mhm.
And the name of the game is Veteran, so I mean, I'm immediately pulled into it. So it's a nice little 2x2 session that you go on with 2 other people. So me, the developer,
Okay.
teamed up against maybe 2 other developers. We won, but it was just a fun little game if you're into something like that. For me, going to PAX was a little different because I wouldn't necessarily call myself a gamer now.
Right.
Back in the day, I was playing games all the time. When I was a kid, I had a lot
Yeah.
of time. Now I got
You
a
fit it
freaking
in when you
toddler
can,
and I got
yeah,
a
yeah.
baby on the way.
Yeah.
My money's going to diapers and formula. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And more-
your
more
time
clothes.
too, because you
And the
get caught up
time
in that,
too,
right?
so I ain't got time to game nearly as much.
So
So
you stay up on these so you can teach the next generation.
I mean, I could try. So I need minimal training on the game. If you give me a controller that's like 6 different buttons, you're lost me. You're lost me. Like,
Wait.
what? No, bro.
I'm with you on that, though. I'm with you on
I
that.
can't
Yeah.
come in right now.
Pause. I just want to point out one thing real quick to show how deep that generation gap is.
It's so
You
true,
said
though.
6 different buttons. Half our audience is like, oh, so like what? A baby controller?
Yeah, right?
But I'm
That's
the
a
same way,
Super
too.
Nintendo.
Yeah,
It really is.
Standard controllers now have like 14 buttons minimum.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying. I'm like, I don't want to
God.
learn Spanish. I don't even gonna play this. I I can't.
Right? So I'm saying, like, there's like left trigger, right button. Hold on, what, bro? What?
Yeah.
What? This is too much. You got me coming in at a high bar. You need to drop that real low.
Yeah.
So it was like legit.
Don't forget the 64 changed the game with the Z button.
The Z button.
I think what you mean. Don't forget the 64 changed the button.
I still have one set up in the house.
Right? And all I played was like Mario Kart. Like if I played like GoldenEye and then press the Z button, I'm like, oh man,
I shot myself.
You gotta reach underneath, man.
Reach underneath.
Reach underneath. Give it a squeeze.
Nah, man.
You gotta tickle the trigger underneath.
It's a little much for me, man.
Herb, okay. Again,
Herb's
after the
dying
show,
over there.
Mark the timestamp. Go and isolate that sound like
little reach.
Oh, G Herb's dying right now.
It was a little much for me, dude. I was like, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's like, Johnny, what do you think of Kindergarten Cop? Well, you got to reach under, give it a little squeeze there.
That was the pedo comment of the night.
It's horrible on so many levels, but any event. It was real basic controls. Just get in there, run, jump, and shoot. That's all I need to know. It was good. Mm-hmm. Keen is another game, which is
Johnny,
nice
what do you think of
game.
Sisterhood of the Trafficking Pants? Well, you got to reach under, give it a little
tickle.
Johnny, what do you think of the Golden Girls? Well, you got to reach under, give it a little tickle.
We'll go away.
Go all night with that one, dude.
You gotta reach 3 times for the Golden Girls.
Oh, well, there you go.
Somewhere Betty White is shaking her face. Another game was Keen. Me and you played Keen. We actually reviewed it, so hopefully it'll be on the website at some point.
It's on the YouTube now. I had a little hiccup because not everyone sent me their stuff.
Hey man, so my internet was jacked up. Sorry.
Right. Well, no, it's okay. I'm gonna post to the actual site in parts. I can do part 1 of PAX tonight. But we do have a few videos up on the YouTube already and on the SoundCloud. So check out our initial PAX action. We'll have more from you as the week goes on.
Sounds good. And finally, Has Been Heroes. Me and you played that at Pat.
No, you played
struggling to play it. I'm freaking stumbling. Okay, and once again, it's like 6 different buttons for that one. It's like press this button, this button, this button, this button. I'm like, what? Huh?
Wait, hold on.
I'm with you on that one. That game was
only 6
difficult
buttons
to play.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Pat looking at me like,
that was one of the games I played. It was difficult.
It was a bad demo. I think they sort of went like, I don't know, maybe like midway into the game and had people try that as a demo, and there was a lot of things that they didn't explain, like changing lanes. Every now and then a guy would come back like, are you doing it right here? I'm like, I'm kind of struggling. Like, why can't I switch these lanes and put this guy up there and down there? And it didn't explain like
better with them right there. This dude was there the whole time, still.
None of them at that booth were the developers.
Did he come up behind you and hold your hands?
No,
did he tickle?
He just reached under and gave a little squeeze.
All of those people were GameStop employees.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because GameStop
clearly wasn't like a game card. It was like such and such investments. Like what?
GameStop
need health insurance
a while ago funded a bunch of like they have like I forgot the term, but they fund certain indie games.
Okay.
So they're publishing their own games, and
I think the first one they did was Song of the Deep. Was like some little
he actually brought that up,
thing. It was pretty cool, but I wasn't gonna buy it. I told him I got it for free because I work again.
So they faced you working about?
Yeah, I work 1 day a month.
All right, okay.
To get the discounts, of course.
Yeah.
But so Johnny, it just wasn't me when I played.
It's not you. No, I'm within that. It looks like a game I would enjoy, but it was just a bad demo. That's it. I'm not gonna say don't pay attention to it or pay attention to it. Just wait for reviews, I guess. For that one.
That was the thing I noticed too. A lot of the games that had that didn't have the most positive impressions, they seem to be suffering from a lack of polish. I think a lot of people really rushed out to get games ready for the convention without thinking that people are going to play this.
Oh man,
and you're actively planning to be on the side and say,
there was
so you know this isn't done. This needs to be polished. It needs to be touched up. You're going to see bugs. It's like, okay, how about you spend that time that you're rehearsing this speech actually fixing some of this stuff? And I know development takes time. It's not easy. It's what I do for my fake life outside of the show. But there's a certain level that you can show people and a certain level that you can't. And when you actively have to you have to be on the side and say, so this isn't ready yet, but still, if it's not ready, why are you showing it to me? Because you just said yourself, it's not ready. And that's one of the ones I think definitely was not ready.
Yeah. Well, so for some of them, they showed it off early because they're doing a Kickstarter. They're lining up for that and doing promo stuff. And for that, I understand. Show it earlier because you need the funding through Kickstarter and other crowdfunding in order to promote
how many times did we also hear? Not to step on it. You are very correct. But for some of them, they actively said, we don't have a release date. We're not sure when we want to put this out. We're just showing people now.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the hell are you talking about? Yeah. And
why are you here? Seriously.
They did not need to be there at all. They did their game a disservice, and there's a large number. I tried to cover as many of the indie games as possible, and there were so many booths. I would just spend like 30 seconds looking at what there was, and what there was not impressive at all, and I had to move on because there were just so many of those. We're not doing anything interesting. We're not doing anything unique. We're trying to mimic something else, and we're doing it way worse than whatever it is we're trying to mimic. There was a lot of that.
I felt like that for the bigger ones. Like, for a good example is at Lawbreakers. I stayed in line. I waited for that one. I got to try it out. Guess what? It's like a glorified Overwatch.
Yeah.
It's just a more refined and more graphically visually appeasing.
What did you like there then?
Honestly, my favorite game was the Raid World War II 4-player co-op shooter.
I was gonna do
by
that.
Lion Game Lion. Yo, that was funnish.
One of the ones
That's the one I wanted to go
was
to.
fun.
I wanted to go to it, but that
because
line
you know
was
what
too
it is.
long.
I was a huge fan of the older, PlayStation era, Medal of Honor and Call of Duty when they were in the World War II, World War I settings.
Yes.
Those were some of the best gaming moments I've had as a kid, growing up and in my early teens. And it was just it brought back a nostalgia for me that I sat there and I was playing with my son. And I was like, you know what, man. This is what Call of Duty 3 felt like. Call of Duty 2, Medal of Honor. You'll never understand because, to him, games don't go beyond Xbox 360. No, his graphic level is Xbox 360. He thinks everything's supposed to be polished in Halo. You know what I mean?
You can be like, son, let me show you a game called Shadow Warrior.
Whoa, man.
The original. How about the original Doom? Come here, come try this real quick.
Oh,
trust me, he wouldn't even. He would
Duke
not
Nukem.
spend
That's
5
let's
seconds.
return to Castlevania. Son, let's return
that's
to
the game that you
Wolfenstein
can
for the
go
first
back
time.
to.
I know. I mean, for us, but it's like for him, it's hard. But like that's why Lawbreakers pissed me off. I was like, dude, you just literally put a more beautiful skin over Overwatch, which was a great game, well done. I like what made Overwatch great was the visual, the cartoony aspect of it,
the character design.
Thank you. That's what made Overwatch great. This game was just more polished. Great, but the Raid World War II was probably the game I'm looking for, and I'm waiting for that. And that was Lion Studios. Lawmakers was Boss Key Productions. Okay. So just remember those developers. But Lion Game Lion onto something great. I mean, Lion Game Lion for World War II. Raid the World War II.
Collect your thoughts.
No, because it was that good. Because you don't understand. I stood in a lot of lines, man.
Bro, that line,
was the one game.
That line. It was like I'm not staying in that line.
I stayed and I waited. It was worth it.
Right.
Another benefit of being media when you go to the indie booths, because we're there, we have things to do.
Yeah.
So you bypass that line. The indies, they let you in, they let you out. They let you
Hey,
in.
nothing but love for Tiny Build. Shouts to them because they gave us the
Yeah.
special treatment. They took us to this ante room where they had set up for us to play.
Special room on the
First off, the marketing girl was gorgeous. It's like, without a doubt, she was gorgeous and she was really nice and polite.
She was
I was like, this is a
awesome.
win-win. Beautiful lady who knows her stuff.
She
Good.
knew
And
her
brought us
stuff
to the
about
nice
the
little
game.
entry
She
for
had
us to
details
play.
and information. She was awesome.
She was.
She made, and honestly, I was happy to work with them.
Good.
They're usually nice, but it's usually like the even representative. This was somebody who was on point with their information, who knew the operation, who brought us in the back. I think she actually kicked a couple of folks out there. They were working. She's like, "Excuse me, we got
we got media here."
Yeah,
gave us some swag. Like, it was awesome.
Yeah,
man.
That's awesome.
Like,
Man.
not this little keychain. Like, gave us hats and stuff. It was like,
All right,
Nice.
I don't even want to cut
good
anybody
stuff,
off.
yeah, yeah.
I'm not trying to cut anybody off.
Yeah.
The Jesus booth.
All right, yeah.
So
All
listen,
right.
I walked
We
by.
ain't got much time. I definitely want to hear
I'm
this.
going to pause you for one
bro.
second. I'm going to pause you for 1 second just so I can wrap up the Tiny Build by saying,
Oh, go ahead.
as much fun as we had playing those games, and I have video and we'll put them up on the site, my personal favorite is Party Hard 2. I just wanted to make sure I knew that one.
I avoided that entire booth of Tiny Build because Party Hard was there.
It is a sequel, baby. They are going full on.
Pat went in on Party Hard too.
Yes,
He
I
was
did,
not
my
playing.
friend. They are
Polishing
going
a
full.
turd.
They are going full on Sharknado 2 on that site.
Ooh,
It is
that's
the
huge.
Two and 3D graphics.
2 and 3 and 2 and 3D graphics. Just so I know you'd want to see it that much better. Okay,
I actually wouldn't mind giving it a second shot.
I'm not gonna lie. I played it. I was like, I'm kind of feeling this.
I wouldn't mind. I would
Okay,
love to be proven wrong on the sequel, but the first one, you are wrong. That one's terrible.
All right, Party Hard 2. I'm in communication, so we'll see if we can get some press copies, and I'll definitely see to it that you get one if we do, sir.
Okay.
All right. I apologize for cutting you off.
No, it's all right, man, because I remember the Party Hard situation. That's why it's hilarious. So I'm walking by with my kid, and I see
I was there.
I see Jesus with it's a big mural. Jesus with headphones.
He's
and the
recognizable.
PlayStation 4 control in his hand. So I'm walking by, I go boom. Oh, it's Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's just Jesus.
So I walk over there and I'm like, hold on. You guys might be onto something. It's like, yo, I gotta try this out. Come to find out, they was just there to spread the word of Jesus.
Deep game. I interviewed him. So yes, I did. Hey, come on, man. I'm the thriller priest. I'm gonna talk to them. I see Jesus. I see a mural of Jesus with a controller. All right, and a headset like Johnny's.
Ironically enough, everyone working there was Buddhist.
I was sitting here like, huh? I'm talking to these folks. I'm like, you got it. I was even professional with it.
Did you get the lanyard in the book?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, brother.
Cop this T-shirt here. Jesus Love Gamers, whole 9 yards.
Oh, that's what he was doing. I thought
it.
it was throwing up the power fist.
No, the Jesus with
That's
an
an
He's got an Xbox 360 remote.
It's like Jesus waiting for daps.
That's a cool shirt. It looks like it's a stained glass window
exactly what I
too.
was going for.
That's fantastic.
That's
So I grew up like,
Wait, can you show the camera? What are you doing?
It's showing up. Yeah, they can see it.
That's awesome,
So I'm
man.
sitting here like, okay, y'all got to walk me through
Jesus
this.
is all about love, and you got the guy with the target on his head.
It's a zombie. Wait, why is Jesus killing zombies? He is a zombie.
Wow.
I don't get it.
We can go all night.
Can you
All right,
see
we gotta
this?
stop talking over each other. All right,
Oh, that's hilarious.
So what that says, I went to these folks and Tom's like, you got to explain this to me. What they did was that they have this ministry in which they reach out to gamers and try to effectively connect gamers to Jesus. And folks who are in the church, kids who go to church, they don't have to make the decision between whether or not want to stay home and play Halo or go to like mass or go to like youth group. So effectively what they're trying to do is get these kids who already love video games and go to church, effectively bring them together and just mesh these two worlds because they're so separated. I mean, I remember when I was a kid, it was like, oh, you got to go to church. I'm like, but I'm about to beat Street Fighter. I don't want to go to church. Like, I need to finish this round. Like, you're messing me up right now. And it's like, you got to go to church. Turn off my console.
Yeah,
Just
you
like
got
that. And now I'm in church bad because I almost beat the game and you just snatched it up my hand.
Yes,
And I'm
I've actually been there
praying like,
before.
dear God,
man, I think
dear
we all
God,
been
do me a
through
favor, smite
Kill
my-
him! Kill my dad! I hate him!
pretty much. So what they're trying to do, they're doing this outreach. You're actually dropping a game called, I think it's like The Last Son or The
12
Lost Son or
Disciples
something
of
like that.
Mhm.
So effectively, it's a game of Jesus as a kid, like navigating through the world or trying to figure out his mission or something like that.
Between like 12 and 33?
Pretty much.
So
like
do
that
you
whole game. So
do you
start off as a
upgrade the
12-year-old boy.
miracles?
Wait,
I don't know.
okay. I don't know how in depth you're about to go in detail.
Yeah.
But did you ever read the book Lamb?
Yes, I did.
Okay,
Loved it.
does this go anywhere near what Lamb did? Because that would be the greatest game ever.
Honestly, they didn't go in depth about the games. The games are gonna be ready until 2018. So it's one of those sort of things that are just kind of out there getting their word out.
Yeah.
Okay, then
Which is pretty good, but at the same time, I'm kind of like, well, I want your game. Like, you have flyers for your game, and also stuff, but your game's not here. You don't even have anything in development. I mean, I'm assuming they are, but they don't want to roll out a shoddy product. So they're there,
That's
they saw
good.
this product, but I think they're just trying to get their name out there before they actually drop this game and make people aware of their ministry of reaching out to gamers and all sort of stuff. So apparently they travel across the country and they go to different PAX events, PAX conventions, and connect with kids and connect with people who are interested.
I like
in
that.
it.
That's positive.
So I thought it was
because
nice.
It is.
They were these dudes that did. I thought that's what they were doing at New York Comic Con. Instead, they were carrying on these signs, and I'm like, oh, it's like a religious thing. And then you read the back of the sign, and it's like, and see our live exorcism tonight at 7. I'm like,
Whoa, yeah,
that is the wrong direction.
Yeah, sorry, man.
Okay, so you just confirmed Noah's Ark 2. I don't know if anyone played this, but it's like a first person. You have a slingshot, and it's on the NES, and you go around. And there's like barn animals, and you like slingshot stuff. I played it once.
Wow.
So maybe I don't know, but I mean the game looked good. I mean at least the market material for the game looked good. I was hoping they had a demo, but they didn't. But it was a nice little thing for me to at least understand and learn what they're doing.
No, that's awesome.
So it's pretty cool. I mean, one more thing. I'm not gonna harp on this, but there's another organization here. God, I should have wrote the name down. Shame on me. But there was ultimately an organization for veterans. So they they get donations and all that sort of stuff, and they game with veterans. So while they're overseas, they'll have gamer communities set up for veterans. So like if I'm overseas and I'm like, okay, I want to get into a Call of Duty or whatever. Who am I going to connect with? They'll connect you with a bunch of other veterans who are across the globe for you to be able to game with like people.
Good.
And they had a guy there who was suffering.
There's a lot of young guys in the military too who grew up
gaming.
playing like that. So you
they'll
know,
take
it's a good way to get them
donations, do that
relaxed.
Sort of stuff.
That's
Exactly.
awesome, brother.
So it was
That's
good.
one of the
It was
things
good to
about
see
PAX.
these other groups there.
There's a lot of love for veterans. and they'll have several booths devoted to organizations for veterans
Exactly.
and games targeted to veterans, and not like, oh, you play Call of Duty because you've been in the minute. No, it's like, no, it's like these are games made by veterans, you know, and made for people that are maybe their home deals with stuff and PTSD, and the games are helping them, I guess, stabilize their mental state. They always make space for this. And that's one of the more positive things that PAX I've been seeing at PAX in the last few years.
I mean, that's one of the sort of things that I was telling P about. And man, we look at the time. I was telling P about it that one of my main goals going to PAX was seeing like the fringe groups that aren't necessarily represented. Because like Black Adam here, I'm not necessarily call myself a great gamer. I just play games every now and again, and I was really hunting for these fringe groups that are connected to the gamer community, but wouldn't necessarily call themselves gamers. And
not that deep in it.
Not that deep in it. So I got this one other group there. They were clothing line, nerd clothing.
Yeah, I bought a couple shirts.
No one ever really respects dorks, something like that. I can't remember. No one ever respects dorks.
No, that sounds right.
Society or something
Nerd
like that.
with 2 R's.
Yeah. So I mean, I like the fact that they were there because they're showing all these anti-bullying shirts. But at the same time, come to find out, talking to the guys who run it, they have a deal with WWE. So that's why you saw all those WWE shirts that were like caricatures, because they legit have a deal with WWE. And NXT, new soon to be at some point NXT Women's Champion, Ember Moon was there. On Saturday, but I was like, I'm not gonna sit there and wait for a wrestler. Like, don't get me wrong, I love wrestling, but I'm not gonna sit here and wait for you to come back in 2 hours. But props to her. But I mean, the fact that they're selling these T-shirts, these pro wrestler shirts, but when you look at them, they have anti-bullying language on it, which is really good, and supporting those kids who consider themselves nerds. It was just a really good deal to see that this organization supports that community. So I mean, those are things I was looking for at PAX. How are you supporting the kids? Who like games but wouldn't necessarily call themselves a gamer, but at the same time they still get the shaft of being quote unquote nerds. And I felt that these organizations did it. The veterans group, the church group, and this organization giving their material to quote unquote nerds. So it was really good, man. So overall, I like PAX. It was really good. I definitely could do it again.
Yeah, no, I dug it. I especially appreciate how they'll go out of their way to make people not feel like outsiders.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're all there for the same enthusiasm. These are things we dig. John, you've been a little silent over there, mostly reactionary. Games that you saw because you disappeared.
Yeah. I covered as much of the indie booth, and it was definitely bigger this year than it was last year, and I covered as much as possible. What's that?
Sorry, don't joke.
Okay. That flew over my shaved head.
No, it was a Doctor Who reference, so I wouldn't. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, there were some pretty good games. A quick one would be Buck that I checked out. I didn't get to play too much.
The game's name was Buck.
Buck. B-U-C-K. And you play as a dog in a post-apocalyptic world, and it's a 2D side scroller. It's high action. You got dual wheel pistols. You got a sawed-off shotgun, and then you're doing like martial arts. And you're fighting up against like rats, and everything looks like they're all humanoid-ish looking. And you're sort of walking around. It's like kind of like a side-scroll beat 'em up, but it has adventuring elements, and they're trying to make it sort of a 2D side-scroll Dark Souls-y style game as well. So it looks beautiful. The artwork is very good. It's still in early development. And one of the other things about this game is that it's the people making it. I think it's a 3-person team, and I forgot what country they're from, but it's somewhere in the Middle East. All of them, and it's fantastic thing to check out. So that one's Buck. Another one I got to check out. And this is one of the I guess ones that I like to tickles my fancy, but might not be for everyone.
And game that'll suck with Johnny.
A lot of tickling going on over there.
A lot of tickling of my triggers and the Z's and all that. Yep. This one's called Regalia. Actually, Derek, you might like this one. It's essentially a Final Fantasy Tactics style game. It has voice working, and it's actually really well done voice acting too. Okay. It's not for an indie game. I was very surprised. I think it's like only a 12-person team tops that made that. It's a very small team. It's very fast combat for a turn-based game. You can even speed up the animation work. Nice. Just from playing it's supposed to be the very beginning part of the game. Your characters that you have they have like lots of abilities to do, and you have a lot of tactical choices to make in this turn-based sort of round-by-round combat that's playing out in front of you. So it was doing a lot of things right. So I highly recommend people check out Regalia, Regalia. And there were 2 other games that were my favorites. One of them is Dead Cells. It's a Metroidvania style game. I don't really need to say anymore. Actually, there were a lot of those. Yeah. There was like 3 of them. All of them were really good. One of them I talked about last year called Chasm. Definitely check it out. If that wasn't my game of the show last year, yeah, I think it was, so I'm not going to talk about it. But Dead Cells, it's a roguelike Metroidvania, so definitely check that one out. It's a side scroll, everything you like about those. And another one called Sundered, also a roguelike Metroidvania, but more platformer action adventure style instead of RPG heavy. Both of them look phenomenal graphically. They're very different styles. The Dead Cells is more sort of 16 in between 16 and 32-bit. They're doing some very fantastic pixel work, pixel art and animation work. And the other one is more hand-drawn, hand-painted artwork. It's HD, like the higher resolution art, and it is absolutely gorgeous. I could throw up a picture or something like that onto the stream, but just look it up, Sundered. That one is also fantastic. I played that one. Both of these 2 games played the best. They were the most polished out of pretty much most of the demos that I've played. And yeah, definitely those 2 are my 2 picks.
All right. I myself, dude, I got to see a lot of indies, and I also tried to glance at some of the bigger ones that I made appointments with. And I don't know where the respect and professionalism is gone in the industry. It's just like I go to one booth, I have an appointment, and I made an appointment for Double Fine, a company I know, a company I've respected for years, and they've got like 6 games they're looking to show. I'm like, cool, let me go there, handle business. I walk up to the booth, I'm like, hey, I'm here to see the rep from Double Fine. Who? What? Huh? Oh, okay, Double Fine. They made this game. I'll tell you. Here, let me show you the email. Bring it up on my phone. I'm looking for Jackie. Well, Jacqueline. Who? Okay. Here, her name is Jacqueline, full name, and I'm like, I'm here to see. Here, check out. This is the email. Oh, okay, yeah. No, we have games here, I guess. Okay, fine. Maybe you're not the person, but you had the shirt on, so I asked you. Can I speak to one of the reps? I am one of the reps. Okay. Do you know these games? Okay, maybe just the rep for the Double Fine games. They don't do double. I've never heard of Double Fine. We don't do those games here.
So they weren't.
Okay, so I show them the names of the games, and I spot one. I'm like, that one right there. And the rest of these. Oh, yeah. Okay, no, we have those here. Yeah, go ahead.
Wow.
Okay, I came in for a demo.
It's like you needed like a ream of paper, so you could just be like, all right.
Well, yeah, it's one of those situations where I'm just like, okay, fine, go ahead.
Please tell me that's a volunteer.
No, it was some a-hole from like some corporate office in Dubuque. So suckers come down, and I'm like, you know what? No, fine. Let me go ahead with the CPS reports. Let me handle, this business here. And I check out a couple of the games, and I guess I'm kind of glad that he didn't escort me over there and show me some stuff because they sucked. I'm so disappointed.
Wow.
Yeah, man.
I was just gonna ask you, like, what was your worst experience? Like, what did you not like about PAX this year?
The worst might be Full Throttle. Full Throttle, the remake. Full Throttle is a game with like history. It's like more of a point and click type game. This is on the PS4. You do it with a controller, and the way they've got it set up just is completely unintuitive. It didn't take it didn't show any insight into the different style of gameplay that users incorporate now versus when the game first came out.
Right.
Another game called Everything, same booth, is a great concept, but far too big for a video game, or at least the game that they tried to present. It's a game where you're pretty much making a universe from scratch.
That reminds me of Snake Pass. I was looking forward to demoing that game, and I did not like it at all.
Really? I've heard nothing but good things.
It's bad. It's a well done, boring game. That's the problem with Snake Pass. It is so boring to play because you move slowly. It's a very physics simulation heavy game as you're controlling the snake, and it plays like how a snake would play, and you have to sort of wrap yourself around these poles in order to sort of get to higher platforms and different sets of grounds. It doesn't control well or intuitive. It makes sense as a snake for how the snake is meant to control, but definitely don't get that game. And I think it's a sign when the developer is charging only, I think, $16 or $17 for that game, when it looks like a 20 or 30 or even a 40. It looks like a 20, 30. I'll say $30 or $40 game. It definitely looks like that. Graphically, it's very impressive.
However,
it's very polished. They put so much work into this game, but the fundamental gameplay, boring.
I'm sorry to hear that, man. I've heard good things.
For me, it was Brawlhalla.
Brawlhalla.
Yeah.
It was just a bootleg Smash.
We talked about that one, though. I heard
it was okay.
Was that 3D?
No, it was 2D. 2D.
Okay, that was another
4-player 2D. And it was all right. It was just it was just I play so much Smash over the years and games like Smash.
Yeah.
And Smash is probably just the pinnacle of that genre. So it's just, there's nothing that can really impress me more than Smash unless you do something really innovative. And I just don't understand.
Or
different. I just don't understand who's going to be that person to do that.
I think some folks just lack imagination. There's a lot of innovative things you can do.
Because like you said earlier, there's a lot of games out there that were just emulating other games that have done it better and just they couldn't do nothing new under the sun. So
sometimes that's done really well, though.
Yeah, depending on who it is. You know.
Yeah, and no, they didn't do it well. I played one of your favorite games, Ultimate Chicken Horse, and I got a taste for myself there.
I mean, one of the games that I thought looked nice, but I felt like it was just another rehash, has to be Rain World. By
I didn't try
the game that's been there for like 3 years in a row.
Okay, I thought so.
Still working on this.
I have demoed that game so many times.
Shayna did the
for
first
so
one
many
for us,
years,
like back in 2004.
I'm sitting here like this is like I don't know how much more work you got to do on this one. Like it looks like it's done, but
no.
Hey,
I think they're still trying to find the fun in that game.
Gotcha.
Give up, man. Just come up with something.
All right, well, let me just throw
beautiful game though.
Let me just throw out my best because I spent a lot of time playing weird games and I've got reviews for them. Things like Semblance, which was interesting. Things like Has Been Heroes, which was not. There was this game. Actually, no, I do want to call out a worthy of mention. I don't think it was the best. I don't think it was really good, but it was beautiful and very simplistic.
That game looked great though. Sexy Brutal looked amazing.
I didn't play it, brother. You played it.
I did, but it looked great. It was beautiful.
Was that in VR?
Nah.
Okay. There was like this hentai-ish game that was in VR. It had like a curtained off booth.
Oh, good. All right.
There you go.
Okay, now I see why you separated yourself from the group.
No.
I passed by. I did not see it. I passed by.
I'm talking about this game called Slime San. And San like Daniel San. And it's just this game where you play a blob, like a little green blob, that's been swallowed by a giant worm. Like a sarlacc, like a sandworm from Beetlejuice, a huge friggin' thing.
From Dune.
Yep. And then you're trying exactly. And you're trying
to Jabu.
Stop it. And you're trying to work your way through the worm, and the different things you encounter are just like the worm's digestive juices and stuff. Ugh. And inside its body is built like a platform levels, like a Mega Man game. And a lot of the controls come into play like that. But not just like that. I mean, I actually made this reference earlier. It was perfect. If anyone's played the game N+.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Yes.
Controls are a lot like N+, somewhere between N+ and Mega Man.
So we're talking Super Meat Boy style controls. Lots of wall jumping.
Yes.
And wall sliding.
Grabbing and sliding. Okay.
Gotcha. And all that. But it's cool as hell because you're inside this worm. Everything's like.
So you're in a rush to the anus?
No. You're just trying to get through. And
the out hole.
Supposedly to play the game from beginning to end when you're good is about 15 hours of gameplay. But it starts off. You're platforming through a level here, a level there, and I'm sliding through here. And then I get to different barriers. I got to find ways to use my environment, and then I got to find like things to use as weapons. And then I get to like society. What's society inside the giant worm? You come across other things that the worm has swallowed that have just resigned themselves to the fate of this is where I live now. So I'm gonna build a house. I'm gonna build a grocery store. I'm gonna build a casino. And you just go and you interact with these people, and then you have like these RPG style stories as you interact with them. One of my personal favorites is you interact with a woman who works in the casino, and I want to say she's like the casino's local hooker, which makes it extra, But this is my personal favorite. You interact with her, and she gives you a mission to find clothes because she is morally offended that you are a naked blob running around the open. And I'm like, this was a game about survival. Now I'm like playing FF7, trying to find a dress to wear. Yeah, no. I'm changing my identity. The game was wild. You're just a little green spherical blob.
You do not need clothes.
According to her, you do.
Oh man!
This was
what kind of clothes you're gonna buy.
I enjoyed the crap out of this game. It was Slime San. We got a demo up. I want to get a proper review up eventually. And I enjoyed the hell out of it. I had a great time at PAX. I had a lot of awkward moments. I encountered people on the floor. Jay, were you there? You were there when I met that girl Rochelle from I think it was the Electric Sisterhood podcast.
Yeah.
Okay, podcast I've been listening to for years. based here in Boston.
I
She's
introduced
like,
her.
cool sister. You did. Well, you did, and I was like, hey, how you doing? She's like, what up, nigga? I'm like, oh, okay, good to meet you too. Walked away, and then you showed me her card, and I'm like, oh, that's where she's from. And I turned around like, I listen to your podcast, and then she warmed up right away.
Well, hello.
Before that, I was just some random sucker on the floor, and I understand I'm a goon, but
that is not how that went down. You're being wicked sensitive. Her and I had a nice little conversation before.
Her and you had a conversation. She's like, I'm sitting there talking to this smooth brother. Then his friend come cock block, or what's then his friend come beaver damn me. He came up beaver dam. No, it's not. That wasn't the case at all. But but it was like
beaver dam.
Beaver dam.
Oh man, I missed the book on that one.
You're wherever.
I like it now though.
I like it now. There you go. Well, anyway, awkward moments like that. I met a couple of girls from the Black Girl Nerds organization.
Nice.
Good people.
I missed them. I missed them.
Yeah. Good people. Seemed really awesome. We had a cool conversation. Started off about how I met the girl before and thought she was with them because she had the pin. And they're like, we never heard of her. What? Who are you? This fool. What?
Rochelle's not part of the clique, girl.
And that was real awkward. We talked about our friend Gal Complex. We talked about gaming. We talked about the convention. We talked about convention in Boston. I gave them our information. I'm gonna try to hook up with them again. Good. Get them and the organization involved in some of the stuff we do and get us involved in some of the stuff they do. But dude, the Penny Arcade Expo 2017, I had a fantastic time. We have a lot of material to post up on the site. If anyone was there, if anyone wasn't there, wants information or has comments, about your experience, about your lack of experience, talk to us. Hit us up at geekdownradio@gmail.com or hop on the social media. Send us a message. We'd love to talk to y'all or be talked at. Most likely, I think Derek is waiting for a fight.
Hey, can I shout out some people?
No.
Just come on.
I'm kidding, man. Go ahead.
Shout outs to the people who cosplay as pro wrestlers. Shout out to Macho Man Randy Savage.
That dude looked awesome.
Shout out
You got a picture with him.
You took the picture, so I gotta get that picture. Shout out to Stardust and Goldust.
Yeah.
Was there too. So those are the only 3 pro wrestlers I saw. So shout out to y'all for bringing pro wrestling to PAX.
Yeah, there was like 4 Hulk Hogans. There's the dude that cosplayed as Prince serving pancakes from the Chappelle
Gotta
show.
love it.
I missed Prince.
Shout out to the girl who dressed like the monster from Silent Hill because I know that girl's upper half froze while she was waiting in line. She literally had no shirt. I was like, whoa, girl, it's cold outside.
I gotta be okay with that, but I'm surprised I don't see that many pyramid heads anymore. Because there was like one dude
that was a good
like
costume,
pyramid head, and I think like his neck broke, and that became like a PSA for everyone else. All right, it was the Penny Arcade Expo right here in Boston. If you have anything to say about it, hit us up on Facebook / the Geek Down. Hit us up on Twitter / Geek Down, all the social media, or shoot us an email. I gave the address a minute ago, but it was geekdownradio@gmail.com. Real quick, I want to talk about Baltimore because Baltimore is a comic I got to check out. Beautiful, beautiful story if you're into really creepy, really dark stuff like EC Comics level of just like horror story. It in itself is not a horror. It itself is a story about Lord Baltimore is an evil fighting figure who kind of disappeared over the last few years. Well, now evil threatens to take over society once again. And the book is picking up where a novel series in 2007 left off.
Okay.
So it's been a continuous story since it originally started in 2007. So this new issue, Baltimore, the Red King.
The Red Kingdom.
The Red Kingdom, thank you. Is the latest chapter. If it kept on going sequentially, it'd be like chapter 40.
Wow.
Yeah. And
it's a lot of history.
Right. And this one, I feel it's trying to be dark for the purposes of any new readers. If you know this subject matter, it's like dark and there's a lot of like religious figures that come into play.
Did the art reflect that as well?
The art reflected that. The art was it wasn't overhanded. It wasn't like we're not talking like 80s metal album covers. It kept within the bounds of a comic book, but everything's like
it's got like a big flaming skeleton zombie thing that is hugging the planet while it's on fire.
Yes,
that's awesome. That's actually good.
It's really cool
Everything
looking.
will end. That's the evil. That's the evil Red King, leader of the evil army that's starting to take over, and he's got these horrid beasts at his disposal. Lord Baltimore's men are being cut down left and right. This story so far has spent a lot of time building up of, you're gonna see some stuff like we have to emphasize how evil this is. It's gonna be so bad. And I understand you have to show why your villain is the villain. But this is agents of evil from like various aspects, all just like doing stuff. I'm like, cool, but if I haven't read those old novels, I have no idea who any of these people are. How about a little exposition? How about we don't just throw characters in our faces? This is somebody, he's seeking redemption. We'll kill him anyways. Okay, calm down. Who is he? Why is he seeking redemption? Why is he important? And why are these guys out to kill him specifically? You know, let me
because
get some
he's
of that.
trying to make America great again.
Well,
Wow.
It's getting a little more political in this piece.
All right,
huh?
well, in the interest of not rambling, all I'll say is if you've listened to my previous reviews before, you know, I'm not normally the guy who's like, nah, don't give me all action. Let me get some, you know, drawn out story, you know, but let me get some understanding because if you're built, I think this suffers from being built off of an established storyline. But that doesn't mean it was taken away from me. If I was 15 again in my you know, chaos comic reading, ECW watching, EC comics, you know, collecting in posters up on the walls and stuff days, then yeah, I'd be all over this.
Who published the comic?
Well, I got the information right here.
Great.
This is actually by Mike Mignola.
Okay.
And Christopher Golden. They wrote the book for Dark Horse.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And it's good.
Reputable company.
Oh, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Also known for its dark matter.
Yeah.
Dark material. But
Yes.
if you're into these type of stories, if you're into horror, you're into a deep, suspenseful, dark, period.
Darkness.
Baltimore, the Red Kingdom. I actually really recommend this because it will be right up your alley. It's starting off slow, but I think it has potential.
Is it on Comixology?
I did not see it on Comixology, but then again, it's new, so
Okay.
so give it a little time.
Roger that.
All right, so this has been the Geek Down here on WEMF Radio. We've tried to cover as much, you know, good stuff, and I apologize if you caught up with us at 9. We actually had to start a little late, so we actually had to go a little late.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you like the show, you heard anything you want to chime in on, want to talk to us back and forth, hit us up at geekdownradio@gmail.com. Hit us up on social media, send a comment. Also, while you're there, be sure to like our videos, like our stuff, like our images and all that good stuff, because that helps us along. That helps us get more good stuff to you. If you go on iTunes, subscribe, and we'll be in your ear every week, just all up in that orifice, just getting around that hole. You gotta go around this perimeter and just like make sure you get the friction on there. And then you gotta. And when you're done with that, you reach under and give it a little squeeze.
Just hit that Z trigger. Hit that Z trigger. Be sure to subscribe to our Twitch and YouTube channel.
Yes. Check us out on twitch.tv/thegeekdown. Go to Facebook /geekdown. Go to Twitter /thegeekdown. Look us up on SoundCloud. You find all the clips, all that delicious audio that you may have missed over the week. And if you go on, check us out on YouTube, The Geek Down. You'll also see all our videos that are posted right there as well. And as always, every Monday nights, 9 p.m., you can hear us here on WEMFradio.com. Produced by our silent but deadly man, Herbie Herb.
Yeah.
G
Herbo. In-house, I want to thank JM the Thriller Priest.
Peace.
Just Johnny.
Yep.
And the man whose bad review chased Adam out of the room. I'm kidding. Dirty D.
Yo.
And my man, Black Adam Willis. And of course, you lovely people.
He's quite black. I just thought you.
He's so black he faded into that.
He just faded into darkness. Darkness.
All right. I want to thank you all for joining us. We'll catch you all next Monday right here on the Geek Down. Until then, be excellent to each other. Peace.
Peace, people.
www.uglyduckstudios.com.
If you ready that song.